humans produce a lot of trash. Like a lot. Seriously, a lot. So much so that the world generates at least 3.5 million tons of plastic and other solid waste a day, which is 10 times the amount it was a century ago. And the US is the king of trash. That's actually what some researchers call it. The US produces 250 million tons a year. That's about 4.4 pounds of trash per person. And what happens to all this trash? Well, US landfills alone are the third largest contributor to human-related methane emissions. This is because just after 1 year, decomposition of a lot of waste, plastic mostly, creates a methane-producing bacteria to break down that waste. So let's talk about that plastic. Plastic pollution is considered one of the most widespread problem kind of affecting our world, because not only does it harm marine life, it also impacts the health of our planet. We produce so much plastic that there is now something called the eighth continent, which is actually just a huge kind of pure pile of trash kind of floating around in our Pacific Ocean. Marine life will ingest it, suffocate on it, get stuck or entangled in it, and as a result will die. So the ecosystem in the marine life will suffer greatly. Animals will die and are dying, and the plastic will cause and is causing bacteria and toxins to kind of spread. So why can't we get rid of plastic by just like incinerating it, burning it? Well, when we burn plastic, what actually happens is it will release carbon dioxide into the air, and this will in turn create an increase in carbon emissions and therefore contribute to, you guessed it, climate change. So that's a lot of information, and I know it can be very, very overwhelming. I get that. So what can we do? I mean, humans produce trash. It's normal. It's kind of inevitable. I think the first step is kind of raising awareness, which is hopefully what this is doing right now. By raising awareness, you hopefully make change faster. And when more people know, they will vote for people who will make those changes. And they will shop at more sustainable brands, and maybe, make some changes in their own life and work on decreasing that trash, which again is inevitable, but still decrease it. So that first part is never ending. However, once you get that part down, the rest will come more naturally. It'll just seem kind of part of who you are at a point. So working on that second step, however, it takes time. It takes up a lot of research, and it's sometimes costly. Which is why I think the first step is a lot more crucial. Making changes within your own life is honestly a privilege when it comes to sustainability. Right now we kind of live in a world that doesn't make it easy to be sustainable, and therefore it's more expensive to do so. So as long as you have the first step down, honestly, be proud of yourself. Good for you. So this is a peer teaching. I do plan on kind of going into changes and swaps you can make if you have the time and or money. Again, though, it's just the cherry on top if you can. So how about reusable products? One of the first kind of eco-friendly product swaps I made was my coffee cup. I drink a lot of coffee, like a lot. This is my last semester of college. I've already started my master's. I'm working. I get very little sleep. I have 3 dogs, which honestly is like, they're like children. So I drink a lot of coffee, and to be quite honest, while I do make coffee at home, I go out quite a bit for coffee. So take out coffee cups. Mind blank right there. They're most of the time not recyclable. So even if they are made from like paper or cardboard, and Starbucks alone uses around 8,000 cups a minute, which eventually adds to 4 billion a year. Yeah, it's quite a bit. So the solution is relatively simple. BYOC, bring your own cup. A reusable coffee mug can actually save quite a bit, especially if everyone were to do it. It would be so easy and so beautiful. And honestly, if all the above information wasn't incentive enough, a lot of coffee places do give a discount if you bring your own mug. And it's because, you're saving them from buying more coffee cups. If that makes sense? Yeah. So not only are you, saving them money from buying things, but you're also saving the planet. It's a win-win, to be quite honest. So next up on the list is paper towels. And I know what you're thinking, because it's what I was thinking. How will I go without paper towels? I use paper towels to clean up spills. If, I need to clean, I use paper towels. So a cheap and easy solution is rags. Honestly, turn your old clothes into rags. You can buy things like unpaper towels, which, are great in a lot of ways. But the cheaper of the two is honestly just turning your clothes into rags, which is what I did. Like literally cut them up and use them to clean everything. It's what I do. So not only do you save money from buying more paper towels, you also can reuse rags a lot longer. They last a lot longer. And you aren't contributing to the waste that unwanted clothes and fast fashion causes, which I will get into later on. Besides, paper towels aren't really all they're cracked up to be. Again, if you can't, it's not a big deal. However, they're not that big of a deal. Because not only does making paper towels cause a lot of extra waste, like 250 million tons globally every year, but it also requires 17 trees, and then when they create it, about 20,000 gallons of water are used, and then that water is polluted. And that's just to create 1 ton of paper towels. So it just doesn't seem worth it, in my opinion. So since I mentioned it before, let's talk fast fashion. It's cheap, it's convenient, and yes, it is fast. But is it worth it? Fast fashion is usually cheaper quality, meaning it won't last you as long. The laborers that make them are underpaid severely, so it's unethical, honestly. And it's not sustainable. In fact, I think it was 1980. Let me check that. Yeah, in 1980, the EPA found that the US generated roughly 5 billion pounds of textile waste. And you probably don't want to know what that number has spiked to, but I'm going to tell you anyways. It's 32.44 billion pounds. And you know what's sad? About 95% of that could be reused or recycled, but currently only about 15% is. And this is thought to be because simply lack of awareness amongst individuals, I should say. So here I am, bringing awareness. But if you're like me and you love fashion, I get that. I really do. Thrift your clothes. Buy from sustainable brands, consignment shops. Honestly, I even buy from small brands on Etsy. They make some good sweaters. A bit more costly, yes, but good quality. Now, when you're done with them, what can you do? So, you can donate them. You can donate them to thrift shops, Goodwill, all that good stuff. You could sell them. There's tons of places you could sell things. You can sell them on Depop, you can sell them on Poshmark, ThreadUp, Facebook Marketplace even. But sometimes things don't sell, and that's fine. So if you don't want to donate, you can also just recycle them, which is 100% possible. All you have to do is look up places near you that recycle textiles. It's super easy. Again, excuse me. I know this is a lot of information, but I have one last easy tip. I think it's important to be kind to yourself. I know that sounds really silly, but kind of let me explain. I first got interested in sustainability almost 3 years ago now. And I'm hoping I'm getting you somewhat interested in sustainability. However, if you do get interested, again, I hope you do. If you do get interested, don't worry about your progress. I sometimes feel like I haven't made enough changes or made enough progress. And honestly, it's because sustainability is this privilege, a weird privilege. It's almost considered a luxury almost. And it shouldn't be considered a luxury. It should be how I think tampons should be. Sorry if I'm going into tangent, but like it should be accessible to everyone. That's personally my own belief. So be kind to yourself, because it took me 3 years of saving money to make more sustainable swaps, and 3 years to look up good, valuable information, 3 years to look up how to make my own cleaning products and all that. 3 years to get to where I am right now. And I'm not anywhere close to what I want to be. But it is a change. It's a good change. It's a change for the better. If you're still doing that first step and bringing awareness, it's good. You're good. So be kind to yourself. Do what you can. Spread that awareness. Thank you.